everybody. My name is Dominic.
Hello, my name is Jamal.
And welcome back to
Soul Oasis.
We Have Returned.
We have.
Yeah. And we're glad to have you here.
Yes. We hope that y'all had a happy 4th of July.
And happy Independence Day to everybody who celebrates it.
Yes.
Everybody who doesn't celebrate it.
Celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I say that, but low-key, I probably wouldn't. I would be the person that would not celebrate Independence Day.
Imagine if you're British.
I know.
Just like,
oh, it's just another Friday, it is.
No, I feel like they're just upset.
Oh, you got away from us.
The United States has gained another $10 trillion. And
Well, they're eating beans and toast.
Does anybody have any salt? Of course not. We don't use spices here.
But hey,
kidding,
love to the British. They have great tea time.
Man.
What? And their cartoons? Look.
I would argue, controversial statement here.
Okay.
They got better tea houses than most places in the world. Them in Japan.
They do. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry to any other country of origin that may have fantastic tea houses. I don't know them.
Do better, I guess.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day. Dominic.
Me.
Powwow.
Huzzah.
How was your week?
My week was all right. Yeah, it was both great and not so great.
Oh, no.
I don't like not working when I could be making money, but a 4-day weekend is pretty nice.
It was needed.
I got through the first 2. I'm like, man, I'm still not at work.
Man.
It's Saturday now. And I'm still here. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have much other than that to say. It was okay.
Okay.
I didn't get scratched up. My kids showed up. I didn't really get sick. I thought I was getting sick for a little bit. I'm not sick, maybe. Maybe I'm getting sick. I don't know. But that's about it.
Oh.
How about you, Jamal?
My week has been better. It's better than last week.
Okay.
My clients came one day this week. Hey,
that's improvement.
That's improvement. So
1 out of 3.
Yeah, 1 out of 3.
33%.
Man, it's not passing.
Yeah, got to get those averages up,
please. But it was cool. I went to a wellness market and got some mushroom tea.
Yeah,
and
nice
bakery French croissants. And
I didn't see that.
It was good. No, because I ate it.
I'm about to say, you just ate it right away?
I ate it there,
okay.
Yeah.
You got a whole croissant and you ate it there?
So this guy at the market, he's French, and he makes this stuff from home. And the croissant that I got had like almond butter and chocolate. I'm going to bring you one the next time I go.
Well, one,
so that you can taste it.
I really look forward to that, honestly, because it sounds delicious. 2, what are you holding, man?
What am I holding? So this is a little sensory toy. It's from one of the greatest places, Cross River Therapy, if you can see it. We go out and we help kids with autism. They come to us and, it's
Did
just
you
a whole...
steal it?
No, I was in a parade. It
was a parade for Cross River?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Nobody said anything? I didn't get an email?
Well, it was more so for my clinic. We were in the parade and we gave away sensory items and water bottles and buckets. It was fun. It was nice.
Just imagine, yay! Just start messing with it right away. Like,
it was one right there. So fun. We were like, the best part of it was low-key throwing it at everyone.
You were throwing it at them?
Well, at first we were like handing out bags, right? But we ran out of bags really fast. But we had a whole bunch of balls. And so we were just throwing them in the crowd. It was so fun. Everyone was loving it.
How long were you doing that?
So it was from 7 to 12.
I don't like it.
Hold on. It was from 7 to 12. Now, the parade didn't start to 9, but we had to be there early for some reason. But so from 9 to 12. Parade. Say it again?
Because you're part of the parade. They got to set everything up.
Yeah, but so
2 hours is crazy, though.
9 to 10 was like the length of the parade. Then from 10 to 12, we just went to go watch the parade.
Whoa, I am shifted over.
Well, scoot your boots.
Dang, I gotta move.
You gotta move over, man.
Move this. Ah.
Oh my God.
All right.
Cool. But it
I
was
knew I should've
nice. I
stayed
got in a
home.
parade. I went to go see the wellness market. I went
Mhm.
swimming. I went to dabble in a bunch of things. I even went to Chili's, and I thought this is how I
Chili's,
knew
huh?
I was weak. So I don't like beer whatsoever. Don't like it. It's disgusting. The worst thing on earth.
It is.
But I did drink 1 cup of beer. I don't even know how to say it. A cup of beer? I don't know.
A
I got
Clout?
1 beer, and the next day I felt like I had like a hangover. It was so weird.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened, but I was throwing up the next day. I was just not feeling it. And I was like, what is
Somebody
going
spiked
on?
that beer.
I think so. Now I gotta go talk to that bartender lady. Like, you got me. But
You got me.
it was a good week. I had fun. I
Yeah.
loved it. And now we're back here with y'all. It was a long weekend. I liked how you said that 4-day. Yesterday when we were swimming, I was like, dude, it's only Friday. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go back to work. I need to be active. I like to do stuff.
I need to build up these PTO hours.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah. But I'm glad you had a good week.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like fun. We did go to the pool yesterday.
Yes.
Our apartment complex has 2 different pools. Both are nice. That one was pretty nice. Shaped like a Texas Tech symbol.
Yep. Rack 'em.
Yep. Wreck 'em Tech. We never really do wreck 'em, but baseball team is crazy good.
Basketball team was good too.
Oh, they were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forgive y'all for just not covering the corner for the 3. If you're up by 3, let them have the 2.
Facts.
Everybody knows that. But when you're in the heat of the moment, who knows what decision I'd make? The right one. I'll tell you right there. Okay. But yeah, you want to... Oh, another thing we did, technically this week, yesterday, we watched for Independence Day,
With the great Will Smith.
Yes, and the great Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. So, you first, Jamal. Tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts about Independence Day?
Yes.
That movie was very, very good.
Yes, it was.
I did not expect it. It was the first time I watched it. Came out in 1996. What a time.
To be alive.
You and yours.
Me and mine.
It was really good. And I thought that I liked the complexity of it.
Yeah.
They had 3 to 4 different storylines.
Yeah.
And everything combined it in the end to save the world. The one thing that I would change, and I don't know if it was possible to change it. I do think it was a necessity, but it's 2.5 hours long.
Nearly.
The first 2 hours is definitely leading up to the aliens. And then the aliens really you see the real action of the aliens like the last 40 minutes. And I wish I saw more aliens.
I get what you're saying, but excuse me. I think some of the it was a buildup. I think some of the appeal was they're scary. You only see these gigantic ships, and then finally, you see their small ships chasing them too.
Yeah.
And finally, you see their inner colony, gigantic mothership.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly scary.
It is.
And I think if you had seen them the whole movie, it wouldn't have been as intense.
A moment that got me, not gonna lie,
Okay.
is when he cut the thing in half and it kind of exploded open. I was like, whoa, hold on.
Cut the thing in half?
When he was in Area 51 and he had that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an organic exosuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it cut it, and the little guy was in there, unconscious. My thing is, if it was that thick of an exosuit, how did Will Smith punching him in the face knock him out?
Oh, what?
That must have been a hard punch. I guess he just crashed his plane.
I mean, but still.
So
and
he's
they
already
kind of
concussed.
explained it because they were like, 2 of the aliens died from a crash.
Yeah, they're just as vulnerable.
Okay.
But
If they are, then why do they have this huge exoskeleton?
Release me.
Hey, that was nice.
Release me.
But I do wish they had more aliens. I do love the fact that the stories line up well. They did
Yes.
a good job of keeping balance with each storyline.
They did.
It was really good.
It
I
was
didn't
fantastic.
expect, even for it to be 1996, The graphics weren't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
It was decent for what it is.
I really liked how they converged all the storylines in the end. I think everybody got their shine, especially Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum, hero. Man, that guy, he found out they were doing that in the first place. We're going to destroy the cities. He found out how to take down the shields.
Yeah.
He found out how to work the ship. Well, I guess Will Smith kind of worked the ship, but he flew it.
He flew it.
Yeah.
Actually, the scientists figured out how to work the ship.
Not really. They said they hadn't even been able to mess with it until the big ships arrived.
I guess it was Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, it was Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith at the end of the day. You got two people versus like 60 years of these guys doing stuff. At that point, I guess it was only like 40 years. Yeah. Great movie. I'm looking white in this light.
I'm not even going to say what I was about to say.
All right. I appreciate that.
So Independence Day, do you think you could be in a movie like that?
Oh, I mean, that's what I want to be in. Come on. That's
good.
a movie.
It is.
That must have gone crazy back in 96.
When
When people saw that, they must have felt, first off, patriotic as heck. On Independence Day, you saved the world?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody came together. It goes with what he and I were talking about.
Last week.
For world peace, you need one big alien threat. Maybe it was too quick a threat. It was only 3 days.
It was.
But so many people died that had to, even if they evacuated some places, it had to have been millions.
Yeah.
Millions of people died. So that's probably the worst death toll since the Black Plague in terms of proportionally to the planet's population.
I think
Ridiculous stuff.
that these aliens could have did better.
I'm thinking if they only wanted them to die, why give them a countdown?
Well, I understand the countdown.
Nah.
I understand it.
Okay, tell me.
Because like he said, they couldn't speak to each other, which I thought was the stupidest thing ever.
What do you mean?
He was like, the reason for the countdown is because they're all on different sides of the world, and there's no clear line of sight to give off a communication system of we can attack now. So they had to have a countdown to be like, once the countdown is ready, once it hits 0, then everybody attacks at the same time. My thought process is we're aliens.
He did say that.
If we can create a spaceship that can give us to other planets, we can't have a headset? Like what? We can't talk to each other
at the same
like
time,
that?
they don't think like we do. They thought it was going to be easy. I mean, in a sense, it kind of was easy until Jeff Goldblum showed up.
They had force shields. They probed people to get information.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that guy who was kidnapped 10 years ago really was kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
In the end, he's like, I'm back.
Yeah. He definitely was kidnapped.
You had to have been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Imagine how annoying it would have been for him to be like drinking himself into a stupor because nobody believed him. And he's proven right, like they're right there.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be talking so much crap. I forget them aliens. Hey, yeah, I was right. I told y'all I was right. Yeah. You see these aliens? Well, I'm talking trash.
Would you sacrifice yourself? To say
Nah.
Okay. Oh, anyway, sorry about the spoilers, guys.
Nah. It's
But it came out-
1996.
yeah, it came out 30
if you
years
haven't
ago.
seen it, then it's your fault.
Yeah.
If
It
someone
was our
spoiled it,
fault.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sacrificing myself.
You're just gonna let them kill everybody? They were just about to shoot and destroy
I
everybody.
think I would have tried to eject myself.
You're flying into it.
Yeah, but all I gotta do is put the plane on course and then last second like eject.
Look how
I might still
gigantic the
die.
explosion was.
I mean,
the
yes.
president was flying away
Don't
from
get me
it
wrong.
and almost got killed.
At that point, yeah, it's a sacrifice, but my mindset wouldn't be I'm gonna kill myself. My mindset would or unalive myself. My mindset would be I'm going to eject and hopefully survive.
I hate that they had so many malfunctions, or that like, oh no, the missile won't launch.
Yeah.
It's locked in place. Shut up. Wait, know what? The president of the United States in that movie was popping. They were making fun of him at the beginning, said he was too relaxed. He wasn't like intense enough. This man saved the world from an alien invasion in 3 days.
Yeah. You know what's
along
crazy?
with others.
This dude became cool all of a sudden. Like, don't get me wrong.
I mean, he was chill at the beginning.
Nah, the first, I mean, yes, in the sense of like,
His
I'm
personality.
going to sacrifice myself and I'm going to stay here and everyone else leave.
Yeah.
The longer the movie got on, the cooler he became. Like, he sacrificed
taking it
himself
seriously.
at first. Then,
I mean, I don't think he wanted to. I think he did it just in case.
What do you
But
mean?
he had his daughter there.
Well,
He didn't think they were going to destroy the White House.
yeah, but the fact that he was like, everybody else ran away, I'm gonna stay here by myself and we're gonna handle this out to like make sure nobody freaks out.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, cool, we gotta go. So now, where's my wife? Oh, my wife's about to die. Oh, I'm gonna lie to my wife and be like, hey, you're gonna be good, even though she knows that I can lie.
He was cool before that.
He was cool, but like the longer it got, the more. And then at the end, he gave the speech, one of the best speeches ever. And
Hype.
then he was like,
we will not go quietly into the night.
yeah.
Hype.
He was like, I'm a pilot. You know, I got to do this.
Mr. President, please let them do it. I'm a pilot.
Yeah. It was
They
so
built
good,
that up
man.
over the movie, too. He was like, being a pilot was so much like we knew where to go. I flew the plane. I took out the enemy.
Yeah.
Now he's like, it's just as simple as that again. It's time to get to work. And how everybody was about to give up when the shield didn't go down. He's like, I need another crack at it. Like,
But see, this is what
get out
got
of
me,
there.
though.
Boom.
Because he was like, I'm going to try it again. But earlier, he had the same opportunity to be like,
But that was a
try it again.
nuke.
Granted, and I get it. But how do you know the force field was going to go down this time? Granted,
He
you
did
might
it.
have been like,
But you don't give up.
but you gave up before.
He pulled everybody back on the other cities because he just destroyed Houston in a nuclear blast.
Another nuke wouldn't have destroyed it. Houston was already destroyed. Might as well try again.
Well, but remember, that was before they uploaded a virus to take down the shield. They had no way to take down the shield before that.
Yeah, but you uploaded the virus.
But they
shot
know,
one.
But they know they're doing something that should take down the shield, and he's seen it work. So he's like, maybe it's just not time yet.
I get it though, but still, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Shout out to that movie.
That was a
movie
good movie.
fantastic.
Hands down,
I don't really have any complaints.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, it was great.
Mm.
Fantastic movie. I will watch it again. Probably every Independence Day. It's
That's
a long movie,
Crazy. That is crazy.
though. You know how
take.
people watch like the same 4 movies on Christmas?
Yeah.
We'll watch it on Independence Day.
Okay.
This is our Independence Day.
Speaking of Independence Day, what would as a growing up, what was your favorite Independence Day moment?
Nice segue. Speaking of Independence Day, like we have been for the last minute. I don't know. I don't really have any specific. I'm probably forgetting something pretty massive, but my Independence Days were usually spent at my aunt and uncle's place doing fireworks.
Okay.
And they lived in like the backwoods somewhere. I don't even know where they were. But you know how like I don't know. I don't know where they live. Like somewhere on Lotus, like an hour out of San Antonio, you know, or like the Fort Worth area is technically Dallas, but not Dallas.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like it's right there, but it's not. They think they're different.
Yeah, they are.
They are. But really they're not.
They are.
Like there's a reason why they call it the Dallas Fort Worth area. They just put it together. It's right in Dallas.
Because if you look at a map, there's Houston, there's Dallas, there's Fort Worth.
Fort Worth is the limits of Dallas in some directions stretch further than Fort Worth is away from it.
Say it again?
Like the limits of Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
the greater Dallas area stretches into Fort Worth.
Mm.
Like, but anyway, it's like when people like New Braunfels. Like, bro, it was like a 20-minute drive, San Antonio. It wasn't that short, but you know what I mean. Anyway, what was I talking about?
You were talking about your aunts.
Oh yeah, well, I wasn't really talking about them, but yeah, we used to do fireworks there, eat, barbecue, go home. I don't really, yeah. Every once in a while, we do like the little sprinkler, little fireworks at my other aunt's house.
Yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah. What do you got?
My mom, we didn't do anything big at all.
Mm.
My mom would just get barbecue and we just grill. That was that was it. We didn't do fireworks.
That's
My
all you
mom would not let me do a firework. She didn't. I don't know. That
Because
wasn't
it's
her
dangerous, or because Texas has those strict laws about doing fireworks?
thing. Nah, that didn't matter. I think
Okay.
just because it's dangerous. So I've never been close to a firework until about a year or two ago.
You serious?
Yeah,
Wow, you were.
my mom did a good job of keeping me safe. But
Yeah,
2 years ago, I went camping
you did.
and it was very fun.
Yeah.
And then we got a bunch of fireworks,
Mm.
and I'm sorry, mother, but we got a bunch of fireworks, and we just let them off. It was so fun because I've never, like I said, I've never experienced being close to a firework in my life,
Yeah,
and so lining it up, I didn't know that there were different types of fireworks. I
a
thought
whole bunch. Yeah,
all fireworks were the ones that just go up in the sky. I didn't know it was something that just spins in front of you, or
there's a whole bunch. You just gotta
yeah.
be careful. Your mom did you right there. I just saw a guy get his fingers blown off. Where I heard about a guy getting.
Well,
his
I
fingers
think
blown off.
that's crazy because when I was lighting it, it's still
They
you
have
still
a
have
timer.
that string and
Yeah,
everything.
some people just aren't careful, or
That
there's
is crazy
malfunction,
to
or
me.
the fuse is too short, and they
Yeah.
keep holding it for some reason. Put it in reverse, Tear.
It was one. It was one thing before we went camping. We found like a parking lot and tried one out,
Okay,
and it did. What's the word when something doesn't work? Like it was.
malfunction,
I guess I feel like there was a different word I was looking for.
failed.
We lit it up and it did.
It was a dud.
A dud. There it is. Oh
Okay.
my god! It was yeah. And so I was so nervous to even go because like it still smoked and everything, but the fireworks didn't come up. So I was nervous to go like pour water on it or anything to like don't let it catch on fire or anything. And I had to do it because I was like the only guy there, so it was like my job. So I was so nervous going to do this though. I was like, if this thing goes off in my face, I'm gonna be scared. But it was fine. But no, I love fireworks. I want to do that again. So bad, so bad. I was
Should
so
be
happy.
fun.
I was like a little kid, just look at the fireworks go.
Yeah. When we're at my other aunt's house and we're doing fireworks for the boys,
Yeah.
I have to be the one to light them up when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I used to be scared of them as a kid, kind of. So I was thinking, like, dang, if it just blows up, I'm gonna get injured.
you're done for.
But my love for bright lights and moving objects
Flashing lights.
overcame my fear of possible death
Mm.
and dismemberment.
Well, I'm glad that you got over that fear.
Indeed.
We don't want you to
This
explode.
arm's not real.
Well, I knew something was off.
Yeah.
It had to be the arm.
Weird how it just swings around randomly. And it had to be the arm. All right.
That was cool though.
That was cool.
So at this lake, at the camping thing, we went swimming, right?
Okay.
And for those who don't know,
I will not swim in the lake again, but yeah.
why not?
Maybe a lake, just not a pond. I don't know. There's just too many diseases.
Okay.
Too many waterborne diseases in these lakes now. Oh, thank
Woo!
goodness.
Woo,
I'm
woo, woo.
sick of it. Anyway.
But yeah, we went swimming. And for those who don't know, I am not the best swimmer. In college, I had a friend, a roommate, who taught me how to swim. And he could swim really good. He was a competitive swimmer growing up. And I was really getting there. I was really a good swimmer at one point
Okay.
until I dislocated my shoulder and I have been scared to fully swim again. But at this lake, dude, we were swimming in that thing and there was these little things that were biting at your feet. Like, how do you say, like, kind of like crabs. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get bit by them or snapped or whatever, but some people did. And I was like, this is so cool.
Lose a toe.
I mean, you got to do something, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of swimming, now why was I going to say swimming? I don't know.
Are you going to ask me about swimming?
I thought I was going to.
Okay.
But then I don't care anymore, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. I could have told him some stuff about swimming. All right.
Yeah, good Independence Day.
Yeah. Let us know what you've been doing. Did you have a good Independence Day? Do you do something special every year? Have you done something special this year? Is there something you've done in the past that you wish, dang, this Independence Day was cool, but I really wish I could do this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those moments. One thing that I think about when I think of Independence Day is like the national anthem.
Indeed.
And I don't know if it was you, or maybe it was somebody else I was with. They were talking about Fergie's national anthem take.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy,
Like,
bro.
When I saw that live, I was just stunned.
Yeah.
It was insane. You can see the players couldn't even keep it together. They're like, what is going on?
Wow.
It seemed like a joke.
Oh man. Nah, she did her thing. Sorry, she could sing,
didn't.
but that wasn't the song for her.
That wasn't the performance for her.
If you could go do a song like the national anthem at a event, how do you think yours would go?
I'm gonna do mine
Are you gonna do it
somewhat
classic?
traditionally,
I see.
but I'm going to lean into. I'm gonna use my ballad voice rather than my R&B voice.
Okay.
I don't want this to be a problem. Hold up. What?
It got dark, didn't it?
It did get dark.
Uh-oh.
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 Uh-oh. Hold on. What's going on? Oh, thank
You might have
goodness.
saved the world right there.
I think I did.
Woo!
That was close.
That is crazy.
All right.
Crazy.
Don't know why I did that. Are you sure you want to close the application? No, I never did.
That is crazy. I
I
wonder
don't, know.
has
I
it.
don't think it did that before.
Yeah, it
But-
got real dark.
But it has shown that image before.
Yeah. Maybe this is the new update.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Mhm.
All right.
But yeah, if you could sing the national anthem, you said traditional. You said
Would you funk it up?
look
add,
it up.
Add some stuff to it? Get some instrumentation? Or would you just be like, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Can you see?
Something like that. Would you? Oh, say, can you see? On some Fergie stuff.
I feel like I would go all out.
What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about
Fergie all out, or
you know how Kendrick was at the Super Bowl. I'm putting
So the
on the
opposite?
Samuel L. Jackson thing. I'm coming
so
up
you
there
want but a
like
good
Creed,
performance.
Creed, like how his uniform is in Rocky. I'm coming out. You
Oh my
remember in Rocky
gosh.
when he came out and he was his height?
Yeah,
That's how I'm
huge,
coming out.
and then got killed.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna unalive myself. But
Oh my goodness!
I'm coming out there high. Oh, say, can you see? I'm coming
Everybody's
out there.
hands up.
Yo, what? Jump. I'm
Lil
coming
Jon.
out. Yeah, come on out. I'm coming. That's gonna.
Nah.
It's gonna be something to
Mine
remember.
is gonna be dramatic. I'm not gonna be doing all that, but mine is gonna have like eagles.
Oh,
Like I'm gonna have like a flag. I'm gonna drop in from a helicopter or something like that.
yeah, I like that. I'm gonna get over my fear just so I can have birds.
I'm gonna
fly
have
me
them
down.
put the presidential podium in front of me as I sing.
Speaking into existence, Isaiah.
Yeah, I do not want to be president of the United States, but if I have to, you gotta do what you gotta do. Who knows
crazy.
if I'm president when the alien invasion comes? Oh man, I was just about to talk about the budget, but now I gotta deal with this,
Mm.
and they look weird.
He made some impactful choices in that movie. He did.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
He just straight up destroyed Houston.
Houston of all places.
Yeah, in our state,
Man.
gets destroyed. Not even by the aliens. I know the alien must have been like, well, there you go. Okay, well, let's go to the next city, I guess.
Yeah. Facts. I don't know. But I love to sing. So, of course, my song is going to be dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a show out of it. I'm talking about this going to be a 6-minute song. I'm making it 20.
Wow.
It's a full production.
First off, it's not even a 6-minute song. But
Nah, it's about a
when you
6-minute
go
song.
like, I think you're going to go dramatic as in the hype. And
I'm
gonna
putting on a Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm going to make it dramatic as in awe-inspiring. People will say like, wow, my soul has been healed from having listened to this.
All right.
They will compare all others to me from that day forward.
Ooh.
They might elect me into office.
Oh, okay.
I'm not asking for it.
Mm.
But if you do, I gotta do what I gotta do.
So the way you're describing the stars, not the Star Spangled Banner, is that the star? The national anthem song.
Yes.
Is that how you would go into your own music?
You know what? Your segues are getting better.
I'll try.
Do you see this guy?
Come on,
Oh, man. I didn't even know what he was doing for a second there. Okay. No.
No?
It depends on the project.
Tell me about it.
I was kind of hoping you'd tell me about yours because
Well,
I
let
know
me
mine's
tell
going to be
you.
long. But I'll tell you just sneak peek since you did such a great segue.
Thank you.
I think I would make it dramatic like that if it called for it.
Okay.
I think I told you a little bit like the album versus the audio drama stuff I want to do. They're both albums. They're both music. But like on the dedicated, like the higher works, I probably would make it dramatic like that. On the others, it would just depend on what the themes and songs are. I think I'm just dramatic by nature.
Yes.
So I want people to be like, even if it's music, I feel like I sat down in the theater and you're watching like the best Broadway show ever, or a movie that's changing your life, something like that. Like this is cinema, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah. What about you? I know you've been working on music.
I've been working.
Yeah.
I've been working. So, like I said, the other day, I felt like I had a terrible hangover.
Yeah.
It was sad. So,
Somehow.
I don't know. I don't know what occurred. I don't know if it was the mushroom tea.
It might have been. Sounds crazy to me.
It
Might have
was
been poisoned.
Poison. I don't know. But yeah, I've been working on music, trying to be productive in something. I started 3 songs, and they all have different flows and different styles and different takes.
That's good.
The very first one is more like a love ballad type song, and I like that one. I like the chorus behind it
Okay.
a lot. And then I have a rap song that's more I'm a storyteller, right? The same way I feel with acting is how I take things in general. I'm going to tell a story. I want you to feel a story. I want you to take it home with you and think about it. And come back like 7 days later and be like, dang, this was that and that was this.
Got Nas over here.
Not Nas.
I knew you were going to
Definitely
say
not
that,
Nas.
but we got Nas's reputation over here.
Absolutely not Nas. I'll take anybody besides Nas.
I just said the reputation.
Even that.
Dang, okay. We got J. Cole over here.
Whew. Thank you. Not even that. His is just, I like J. Cole.
J. Cole just be rapping these days.
The fact that he even is with Nas, I just,
Is he?
he like is Nas, he like loves Nas.
I mean, yeah, he does, but
I don't stand
I'm putting J. Cole over Nas.
And this isn't any hate to Nas. It's more so.
No. I'm 27 and I've listened to a lot of J. Cole.
Yeah. Even then, it's like J. Cole I'm not even going to talk about J. Cole, but nah, I am. He be all on this man, bro. Like, I can't believe I let Nas down.
That was like a decade ago.
Still,
longer.
bro.
It's 2025.
Get off this man.
Off of one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Bro. And he can rap, but his music did not
Resonate with you the same way a J. Cole's has.
Well, it's only because it's just old. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't like his
grow.
production.
No, it was definitely for that time. For that time, Nas was probably one of the best rappers ever.
Have you heard King's Disease or King's Disease 2?
I heard King's Disease.
Did you like it?
Rapping wise, yeah.
All right, forget it. Never mind.
Did you not?
I thought the whole thing was good. I liked the beats too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think the beats were the problem. I just feel like the material was the problem.
So you think what he's rapping about was dated?
Yeah. Yeah.
His material is still the same, like 20 some years later.
Yeah.
30 years later.
Kind of how I feel about like Future. It kind of Snoop Dogg too. Like, don't get me wrong.
But I get. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say, but I'll defend them a little bit.
I think Calvin Harris has a.
What the heck?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think Snoop Dogg. I think Snoop Dogg.
What was that?
I don't know.
Is that a joke? I can't even tell. It's random.
I think Snoop Dogg. I'm mixed with. Snoop Dogg, though, still makes music like he was back in the 20s and 30s, 30 years of age.
I'm about to say, like, hey, see?
But he's like 60. Like, the dude, like, he has so much gore for him in life. Like, he's making all these, he's producing all this other stuff.
Like, don't get it missed.
But, like, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and for him, the only reason I gave him the benefit of the doubt is because he knows he's just making music. Like he's like, I'm not even involved in all this stuff anymore. And he'll tell you like he's a gang member. You know, but he's like, idiot. I'm not like that no more. But he's just making music, which I appreciate. But with Future and them, like they're like 40, like pushing 50, and they're still like
40, 50? 50 for Future? He's 40.
I mean, he's like, let me see. He's like pushing 50, bro. He's got.
Is he really that old? It's not really old, but for rappers, what's funny is Future was like, I don't even do drugs. First off, I don't believe you. But secondly,
he's like 42, still pushing it. But he's still talking crazy. Like he's like
25.
Yeah, I was like, bro, calm down.
Yeah,
calm down. But
it's all right, Future.
I don't know, I guess. But for me, I want my music to, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. I don't know. I want to, let me start this off. As a kid, I started making music and I was in a group. I was in like a trio group and we did a lot. We did mostly covers of songs and we went in choir and all that stuff. Yeah. It was cool. Those are my boys. But I wanted to break out. I wanted to be solo dolo so bad. And of course. So I made in my mind, you know how you always look in the mirror and you're like, oh, this is what I'm doing. And you pretend. Yeah. I do that today. Same. But I was like, I want to make an album from A to Z. I remember you saying that, yeah. Every album is going to start with an A, then B, then C, then D. It's ridiculous. I know. As a kid, this is just what you do. Oh, my goodness. And so, my mom has one of the very first rap songs I ever made on her phone to this day. Okay. And mind you, during this time, I was like 6 or 7. And oh, my God, it's so funny. But to see the growth of where I started from and where I am now is crazy. Oh, my God. I think about this every time I rap. It was so stupid. Like I was sick, so I'm making the beats myself. I'm like, and while rapping, you know what I mean? You're beatboxing. Oh my God. It was the beat pauses while you talk. I made it. Oh, that was so funny to me. I was not doing 2 tracks. Nah. And I recorded on like a flip phone. It was so good. Oh my goodness. But your phone had recording capabilities? Yeah. I remember like Kiss Me Through the Phone was on and some days God. And I just like hold the phone to the thing. Baby. Oh man. That was, how old am I? Bro, I just dated myself a lot. That's Kiss me crazy. Through the phone. See you later on. That's a great song though. And then Soulja Boy comes in. You know that I like you. Yeah, you my future. Soulja Boy telling yeah. But okay. Yeah. Yeah. Which song of the 3 do you like the most? Which song of the 3? So far. I don't know if they're like even set in stone in terms of lyrics. They're not. Definitely like chorus wise they are. I do like the love ballad more. Even though I don't want that to be what I am at all. I know for a fact I'm not some like. Are you more of a singer? Lovey-dovey, gooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Okay. Are you more of a singer or a rapper? I am definitely more of a singer. But more so like, have you ever, you know who Leon Thomas, you seen Victorious? Yes. And the black guy in Victorious? Yes. Like how his music is how I feel like I would want to be. I didn't even know he made music. That man, whoa. First off, after this, the man, he makes music, but he produces a lot, even for like Beyonce and stuff. Like he wrote music. Ooh. This man is really deep into Leon Thomas? Yes. Dang, that's a cool name too. I like go look, check him out. If y'all check him out too. This man as a kid was doing some amazing stuff, even to this day. But yeah, that kind of music is kind of what I want to be in. But also, I like to rap. I like that type of flow too. Yeah. But it's probably more so going to be singing. Just do like the Drake thing and just do whatever. You have like a whole bunch of R&B songs, then all of a sudden you're just spitting. No key. I definitely want to make
I guess
gospel music.
Drake
too.
was a little bit of an opposite because he's spitting a whole bunch, and all of a sudden there's an R&B song.
But I like his R&B more than rap.
I mean, that's what Drake fans always say. They always say like, I want to hear only rapping Drake. Give me a whole rapping project. And the other one's like, no, I need that R&B, full R&B project.
I love his R&B, but one of his best albums to me, besides Nothing Was the Same, was Scorpion.
Where you say his rapping was the best.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So you like side A more than side B.
I think I like them equally, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard that take.
That they're both good?
That they're both equally good.
Oh, yeah.
There's always somebody saying, I like this one more than this one. They usually go for the rapping because it's rapping. And I think people think that's cooler to say.
I guess.
Like, no, the rapping Drake, of course. Like, I want to hear him spit bars.
Nah.
I do too. But even in the new song he just released, like, he's putting melody in there.
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
That's cool, though. But
Good song, by the way. Check it out.
my dream, though, is to be, I don't know where I want to go with this whole thing,
Uh-huh.
but I definitely want to release a lot of gospel music.
Gospel music.
Yeah. But the problem with gospel music that I'm encountering is where do you go? I just feel like there's the same kind of way with Christmas music, bro. Like, it's all been done. You got to have so much creativity
Change
to
up
have those two type of
the
genres.
type of gospel music.
Oh, my
I wouldn't say,
goodness.
like, do a whole, like, the life of Pablo cussing gospel music, but maybe change up the type of music you're dedicating to the gospel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously don't be cussing in it. Probably. I don't know what you plan on doing with that. I wouldn't be cussing
What are you talking about?
in the gospel music.
Oh, I don't even cuss now. So
Are you going to cuss at all in your music?
that's a huge question.
Like,
I've been
because you know it
encountering.
gives energy.
I know.
It'd be way different if Drake wasn't
I used
Eminem.
to-
Imagine Eminem with no cussing.
I know. And what's crazy when I cuss, I used to curse a lot. Sorry, mother. Again, I always tell my mom I never cuss. Now I don't cuss for
At
like
all.
the past 2 years, 3 years. So
I
good for me.
am trying to recover. I'm a recovering cusser.
But I used to curse a lot, and even my music, like I wouldn't just go out and be like, be this, f that. But
F you.
it can flow off the tongue nicely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it hits.
Now I don't know.
When you hit a beat, or maybe you don't cuss very often, but when you do, like Jamal's serious. He just said the F word.
I'm becoming like Drake. You know what? I
Maybe in this song you should say, just start it with one.
I definitely don't want to be no Will Smith, like, cause bro, this is what got me up, bro. Will Smith got his awards without cursing and all that. Fantastic. But now it's 20, 30 years later and he's cursing and it's like, oh, like, I don't want to be that type of person.
First off, his new single was not popping.
No, they did the one with the woman one.
I don't know. I didn't actually listen to it. I was just
There's-
talking about like he was doing it in public and they weren't giving him any energy.
I don't like his new song either, but
Gotta give the man some energy at least.
he has like 3 or 4 new songs. But he has one with the music video is a bunch of girls and they like changed the beat to the beat of Nokia. And that one like was good. Granted, his original song doesn't have the Nokia beat. But yeah.
Was that like somebody did that to the song?
Yeah, someone changed his song and just put the Nokia beat and it was really good. But whatever he's got going on now is not it. Nah.
Well, I love Will Smith. Even his old music was pretty cool.
I liked his own music.
I feel like not to force him to go back to something like that, but where's DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Man, I don't know if they're even friends anymore.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
But I mean, if I was Jazzy Jeff, I'd be like, and Will Smith comes like, let's make another one. Like let's figure it all out again. I'm not saying no. It's Will Smith.
That was a good album. Good album.
Dang.
What about you? On your music, Jarnice?
Mm-hmm.
How are you? What have you been doing? How are you coming along?
I've been writing a little bit. I have but mine is less. I'm writing songs. I'm more trying to get back into writing in general. You know,
Yeah.
and I've realized how indecisive I've become because if I'm writing rap, it becomes right now it's like becoming like what am I listening to, and I like almost get stuck in that style. I have to get my mind out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Eminem. I'm like, damn it again, man. Like, I'm freaking putting all these bars together. I'm like, all right, let me make sure I'm actually flowing a little bit here. Listen to Drake, it's just flow and quotables. I don't know. I'm trying to envision these things as I go along. The way I make music or want to make music, I already have, I told you, I got like the list of my albums right here of the things I want to make,
Mm-hmm.
separate them into the different categories. They're like, I've already told you, like the magnum opus versus the transcendental opuses. And it's basically like an album versus a mixtape or an audio drama versus an album. Anyway, for the magnum opuses, they each have like a genre like that's dedicated to it. The first one, No Escape, is rap. The next one, Eternal Wheel, R&B. Now there's some lines that you can draw between all of them, but I don't know. What was? Is that the only one? Dang, I only have. Oh yeah, and the only one that's a fusion of them all is the first one because it's like an intro. But anyway, well, I guess that one's more of. Actually, got some classical stuff in there, but yeah, I'm writing. I'm definitely more of a singer. I think too. I think as time has gone on, it's kind of become a balancing act.
Oh.
I think rapping is getting. I'm having a lot of trouble writing songs, even just like in the practice where I'm not even writing the song to be a full-fledged song.
Uh-huh.
I'm writing these songs, and then all of a sudden I'm flowing on it too. like,
Yeah.
And it wasn't even supposed to be that, but I am. You compared yourself to a J. Cole.
Yeah.
I get it. For me, do you think like your rapping style is J. Cole? Or do you think you can do multiple kind of things? Straight up bars here, straight up like flow on this one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think I can do bars and flows. I think for like 80% of it, or 70, I'm pretty good at storytelling. Like in the midst of storytelling, it's going to be like bars and stuff, but it's story driven, not story driven. Like I'm not starting like, oh, and we went from here and we made a left and we made a right. And hey,
I love that song. Don't be doing that to me.
I like it too, but you know what I'm saying?
They made a right. They made a left.
Yeah,
made a right. We were just circling life. I love that song, by the way. But anyway, The Art of Peer Pressure, to anybody who doesn't know. His best album. On his best album. Anyway, I'm more of a, I don't think I have a distinct, I'm like this person.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Dominic Herring. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think it's, your rapping style is kind of built upon who your favorites are and who you've listened to so much in your life. So mine is probably something between, and like you said, you can kind of switch it depending on what the song needs. You said you're more of a storyteller. I'm more of a, I guess storytelling is rap in general.
I mean, yes and no.
But a lot of it's gone to just showboating and stuff like that. Like you have the showboating bars or like the like what now kind of bars or I don't know.
Like I feel like my goal of a song is just to have, like, I don't feel like every song should be, oh, I'm better than you, or look what I got, or how much stuff I got. I feel like it should just be fun song that you want to go listen to and like have fun with.
I think that's the end of the day, yes. But
I feel like a lot of people who, like, look at Drake. I feel like when Drake releases a song, they're looking like, okay, they're going to break it down. Which every song, you're going to break it down and see, okay, well, did this have this many entendres and how did this go? But then the gist of it is, well, how impactful was this, and will this song be remembered 5 years from now? And
Yeah.
was this song? He talked about this person in this song, and what is he trying to say about this and that? It's like, bro, just make music, enjoy the music, and just keep going.
I think that's the reason why Drake is top of the industry because he can bar up. We've seen him in the rap beef. You said that was his best bars out of Scorpion, which you think is his best.
Scorpion is amazing,
but I think with Drake is a mainstay or artists in general. If you have quotables and sounds that people can remember and want to listen to over and over and over again,
yes,
yeah,
that's
you could be
staple.
the best rapper of all time. But if you're just like a quintuple entendre, but if it's not fun to listen to, they're gonna listen to it one time, be like, "Wow, that was amazing," and then
I feel that
it's
way
not
with
worth it.
some Lil Wayne songs. Lil Wayne is such an amazing rapper.
Yeah,
But if it's like the beat is just okay and he's not really saying anything that's gonna make me want to come back and be like, oh,
Lil Wayne used to be the
It's
king
good.
of quotables. He used to have some amazing, not only just flips, but like stuff you wanted to say.
yeah.
And then Drake took that over. But Lil Wayne can still bar up.
Absolutely.
Do not get it twisted. His album was not as bad as some of y'all be.
Oh my God. What? Y'all are like
Nowhere
really
near.
on this, man, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
They're like, man, this
Anyway.
ain't Carter 2 and oh, he'll never be the same. Bro, that song. See, that's what I'm talking about. People are like, man, what is he really talking about? And that man make good music.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it's almost contradictory when people bring up, especially for people like Lil Wayne. And don't get me wrong, Carter 2 is my favorite. Okay, actually, Carter 3 is probably my favorite Lil Wayne project. Carter 2 is his best.
Yeah. Carter 3 has a lot more replay value than Carter
Yeah.
2, but Carter 2 is
But
his best.
let's not act like one, he hasn't been able to make songs as good as he has throughout his career. He's had some, even in recent years, he has some good stuff.
Yeah.
But along with that, let's not act like you wouldn't complain if his music had been the same as Carter 2 for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Carter 2 came out in 2005. You wanted him to not change up at all for 20 years? People complain about that all the time. People say that about Drake. Like, oh, it's the same song as he made last time. Or they'll say the exact opposite and be like, man, why won't he just rap like he used to?
And then when he does a song like that, it's like, oh, what is this?
What is this? He's doing the same thing he's always done. Then decide whether you want this artist to do the same thing or change it up. The way Drake, he decided to change things up. He's doing a bunch of different sounds, different genres of music. Lil Wayne, he's not going to do that sort of thing. But even Carter 6 had the sounds of Carter albums. When he had like a ballad. What was it on this one? If I Could Play Guitar.
I like that song.
Play guitar. I
Oh my
like that
God.
song. But people are complaining about it. Like, oh, it's just a discount, How to Love or something like that. I'm like, man, first off, people were saying How to Love is a discount thing off of Carter 3, which is a discount thing off of Carter 2. Come on, guys. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I would love for people to complain about me doing some stuff like that because that means I've made it for a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of like how they say, if you don't have a hater, then you're not doing something right.
Yeah. But I
Hate
know I
on
went
me.
on a tangent. I want
Also
y'all to
love me too.
Yeah, please. Ooh, good. We're still here.
Yes.
But, oh, by the way, I'm drinking blackberry soda. This thing is great. Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
Oh,
Diet, zero sugar, of course.
I like that for you.
It's good.
I really do.
You should try it.
Oh, well, you know. The only reason I won't try it is because I just don't drink soda like that.
But it's zero sugar.
I don't think the sugar part is the problem for me anymore. It used to be because I didn't drink soda growing up because
Me too.
Sports, and they're always like drink Gatorade and don't drink soda, and that kind of
Fair.
what took me off soda. I don't think now it's just I just think I just can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the sugar thing. I don't know why they even told me not to drink soda in the first place. But I just
Dang, this
don't.
man won't even taste it. Didn't you just have a Sprite tea?
Well, Sprite is like, you know how like that, like, oh, black people drink. Yeah, Sprite and ginger ale is like, I don't do that.
That's
But-
the make you better drink.
right. So they say,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say it because, man,
Oh, but sorry I went on that tangent real quick. A couple tangents. Let's talk about how we would want to make the music. Okay, I want to know if in your ideal situation when you're making a song, what do you think would be your process?
my process. So
Does it change based on the genre?
nah, I don't
No?
think so.
Okay.
this is always weird because everyone you can. So for me, I try to think of. I go back and forth, but the majority of it is trying to think of the lyrics first, and then find a beat.
Okay.
And then after finding the beats, you gotta. I sometimes while making a song, I'll sing it or rap it or whatever. Hear the beat, think about different like ad libs I can add to it, and then once you go into the studio, kind of just go listen to the mixes that they have. And one thing that I try not to do is have a demanding take on something. I feel like you should be open to what someone else says.
Okay.
Because even though this is your music and this is your song, they're the ones listening to it. So and this is what pissed me off in college, and I'll tell you about it in a second. But you might think this song is fantastic, but if someone was like, maybe if you did this or that, then you should. I mean, don't go do it just because they said it. But like, at least hear them out and be like, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. And if you don't like it, then don't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah. But in college, I had a roommate who was really good at music. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He was really good, and he was making his own musical, and it was a really good musical. I like the premise of it and everything. And one day he asked me, he was like, he listened to it, and he was like, how do you like it? And I was like, this song is really good. He can write music. He can play the piano. He's really good. I'm giving him credit. But I was like, it sounds kind of like your other songs. Like, oh yeah, please get on that. Get on it. But I was like, it kind of sounds just like your other songs. If you like mix it up a little bit, it's even better. And he got upset. He was like, oh, you know what you're talking about. You don't know. No. I was like, first off, oh my God. First off, don't talk to me like that. Yeah. Like, I'll always say I'm a product of my environment. There's only so much far that I can just not take. But thankfully, my other roommates stepped in and they were like, oh, hold on. You asked him his opinion. Because I was about to explode. Like, don't talk. Who you talking to? But like I said, he's made really good music. But he like blew up. He was like, you don't know what you're talking about? Like, dude, we're in the same program. We're both doing the same thing. I'm trying to help you out. You're making it for me. Like, I'm the one that's going to be listening to it. So, like...
Don't ask me to give you advice.
Oh, and I hate that about women, too. Oh, my God. Not just women, just anybody in general. But don't ask me advice. Don't be like, hey, should I wear this or this? And I'm like, oh, you should wear this. And then they're like, you know what? I'll wear this instead. What? What you talking about? I told you what... Nah, don't ask me for nothing. Don't ask me... Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine.
Or like, should I have this slice or this slice? That one looks better. I think you should have that one. I'm going to pick the other one.
Yeah.
You just wanted me to say that one, huh? Is that what it is?
I saw this video of this person picking fruit. Maybe it was fake, whatever, but it was funny to me because the girl put fruit in the basket. And then the guy like snuck it, grabbed the fruit, gave it to the girl, was like, hey, what about this one? And she was like, no, that wasn't as good. But it was the same fruit you just chose. Like, I was like, yeah, no. People got problems.
Yeah.
People. Everyone.
People.
We're all,
of a certain set. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I think it should be, So I make lyrics, pick a song, and then I start thinking of ad-libs to do, and then I'll go into recording mode where I make it all happen.
Okay. Mine isn't as clean cut as yours.
What you got?
Sometimes I will have, of course. Yeah, it's me. I make everything more complex, but it can be like I write these lyrics, I craft a beat for it or look for a beat, and then I have it mix and master. It could be that simple, but sometimes I hear a beat that inspires me.
Oh yeah,
and then I'm like, well, I kind of want to write to this. Or I have something written down and I try to form it around that. Or if it doesn't work, I'll change a few things. Like, okay, now it works.
Yeah.
Or I'll write something completely different. There's some times where I'll have the concept of a song, like what message it's trying to say. And then I either look for a beat or start writing to it. And so mine switches around depending on just a whole bunch of different factors.
What inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yeah.
For writing?
No, I'm saying like I feel like that. Like,
Oh, yeah. Whatever inspires me at the time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, it really just depends. If I had the optimal setup, like we had a full studio,
yeah.
which I kind of want now, but if we had a full studio, hopefully, or what word am I looking for? Under the right circumstances, I don't know what word I was looking for. Hopefully, in this situation, I would know how to make the beat myself too.
Yeah.
So I'm over here crafting all of it at the same time. So I'm writing to a beat I'm making on a concept I already have an idea for.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, on the artistic side, I would lean towards the concept of the song first. Then I would write with a beat. I crafted around it
Yeah.
because I just think it makes it more pliable, so you can shift it to what it needs to be.
The beat or
The song in general.
Mhm.
If you start with a concept, you're not stuck on this beat and like, this doesn't sound like these lyrics would fit this beat.
yeah.
I'm not worried about that. But also, when you're making the end goal, when I'm making music, I want my cake and want to eat it too, sort of thing.
Okay.
I want to make a song that's a fantastic standalone by itself, but will also fit into an album, whether it's a magnum opus or transcendental opus, whatever the case is, and works with the sequencing of that album and adds to it and it fits perfectly in there. And that album must perfectly fit into discography and flow from beginning to end.
Mm. When you think of an album,
Mm-hmm.
First off, what does your album look like? Not your album.
The first one?
No. In general, like when you think of this is a good album,
Yeah.
what is the flow of it? And I can explain.
It would depend. It really, if you're talking about other artists,
Yes.
it really depends. Obviously, if you're used to listening to something over years, it's gonna be hard to think of the sequencing as being anything else.
Hmm.
But I think, like, if we're looking at a Nothing Was the Same, I think part of the reason I like that album so much is every song feels like a standalone record, but they flow so well from beginning to end. I think he tried to do even better with like views.
Mm.
He actually made like the beginning and ends like have like more dramatic finishes and stuff like that. Or even something like a Thriller, where it does feel like a collection of hits. I don't really have any problems with the sequencing of the album.
Mhm.
You start upbeat, you end on Lady in My Life. I think yeah. And it flows really well. Are you just talking about the sequencing of an album?
Yeah. So for like you said, like Michael Jackson, it's just low key, just a bunch of great songs.
Yes.
For
I think, like I said, it really might just be I'm used to listening to Thriller 100 times, so that's the way it is.
For Nothing was the same. And now that you said that, I feel like that kind of rapping style he has in there is kind of where I would like go to, like the singing rapping.
That's your go-to.
Yeah. But Nothing Was the Same was a bunch of good songs that were like low key could be standalone songs, but definitely fit in that album.
Yeah,
Like,
it all feels like Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar's kind of is like
Yeah, he has some good
story
sequencing.
driven though. Like each one goes with each one. One of my favorite albums, and they don't make albums like this anymore, but is Mac Miller's album.
See, everybody
way it
says
kinda-
that, and I've never heard a Mac Miller album.
Please go listen to it.
But everybody,
oh my
it
goodness,
just annoyed me how people were like, we lost one of the greatest rappers of all time, like Mac
I don't know
Miller.
about that, but he did his thing. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
they keep saying like, what a masterpiece of sequencing and all this stuff. Like, man, it's really that good?
No,
Yeah.
it is. I'm like, oh, kept saying that
Yeah.
one is a really good
Do
album.
you prioritize the way an album flows in terms of its like intros and outros versus the standalone song?
No. Only because I mean, if you're going into a project with an album in mind, then maybe yes. right?
Okay.
Like if I'm going into this knowing I'm about to make an album and this is what I want my album to be about, then you probably would think about it when making the music. I
You don't go into making a song thinking about the greater album it would be in.
the greater album it would be in.
Yeah, like you don't go into making a single. Like you're making a single, you're writing it all out. You don't think about the album it's supposed to be on.
If I have a thought of a song and I'm making it, then yes. If I'm going into a project with an album in mind and making it towards the album, unless that song inspires me that doesn't involve that album. Like let's say if I was making I'm gonna use Good Kid Mad City, right? Let's say
Okay.
if I was making Good Kid Mad City and I was making a song for that album, but the song that I made doesn't fit that album, then I would think of it for a different album.
Good Kid, Mad City is an interesting point you brought up, and that makes sense. But Good Kid, Mad City does this thing I really like and really don't like, where if you have the deluxe edition and it shows, like he does this thing where the album cuts are different than the radio cuts.
Yeah.
Like Swimming Pools is like 2-3 minutes longer than the radio cut.
Yeah, I know.
So it's the same song, but it's a completely different song. Because the way it's supposed to be is all that talking and stuff in there because it adds to the story.
Yeah.
But it's not the same song as Swimming Pools,
Yeah.
which I like for his like to get your record out there. But I don't like compromising the artistic vision of the story just
For a
for
radio edit?
for a radio edit. I can't. I would never do a radio edit.
No?
No. That's what's gonna get me. Because
Well, it just
especially
depends on
for
what type of
transcendental opus,
music
I'm never
you
doing it.
have.
I could never. I'm keeping the whole dang. If it's really that much of a problem, I just won't have that long an outro. I will not compromise the song for a radio edit. I can't imagine doing that.
I mean, what kind of music are you making? That if you're making like, I feel like radio edits have are
Like
lucky
if I'm
two
getting like a
reasons.
6-minute song, it's going on the radio as a 6-minute song.
Is it going to go on the radio?
Hey, it's me.
I don't know.
What did Drake say? Nothing for the radio, but they'll still play it though.
I don't know
'Cause
about
it's not
that.
New Drizzy Drake. That's just the way to
I
go.
don't know.
Tuscan Leather was on the radio. Not over nothing. Start from the bottom and all that, but it was on there.
All right.
But I don't think I could. But like I said, I don't think I would put myself in a position where I have to worry about it.
Well, that's what I was
Because
saying.
It's my cake and eating it too. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make a song that only works for the album.
Yeah.
It's gonna work for the album, and it's gonna work if you just hear it by itself in isolation.
Well, see, that's my thing. Like, because I feel like there's only like two reasons where, or maybe three. There's like three reasons where you have to make a radio edit of a song. One, if it's just super long.
Yeah.
Two, if it's too much talking in it. Or three, if there's just too much vulgar language. Like,
Yeah.
those are, I feel like the only
vulgar
three.
language you have to do.
Yeah.
You got to do. I don't know about that. I almost thought like a year ago. I was thinking when I was writing some stuff for it, for the first one, I was thinking like if I have any cussing in this, would I be okay with censoring it? Because I don't want to censor it. I'd make a whole different version of the track. You know, like they used to do like in the 2000s.
Yeah.
They just changed the lyrics entirely.
Well,
But I don't want to do that either because that's a whole different song.
Chance the Rapper. First off, Chance the Rapper just released a song, and I like it.
Okay.
And it's called Tree, and it's
Okay.
about, I don't know if I can even. Well, he made a different version of the same song for the radio. In the song, the original song, it talks about like weed, and it talks about a different type of drug.
Okay.
And then in the radio version, it says like weed, and it changes it to tree. But so it's like, so there's two verses in his chorus, right? The first chorus is like a problem with weed, and then because it is a tree. In the radio version, it's like a problem with tree because it is tree. And they're separate. It's not the same. It's not back to back. Anyway, it's a good song, but he like made a whole different song just because he couldn't say like he couldn't say the other word, and he couldn't say weed. Apparently, I don't know, but I still like both versions. Granted, I'm listening to the version where it says weed, and
because it's the original song and
yeah,
it makes more sense.
but it's still good.
I just couldn't. I mean, I say this, but the label might be like, yeah, we got to do it.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Would you rather change it so that you don't have any pauses or beeps in your song, or would you just have them censor it so you don't have to change anything?
I think it just depends on what they're censoring. Like, if it's just one word, then probably just beep it out. Unless it's like a beep that just messes up the whole flow.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think I'll just beep it out.
me too, probably.
Or do that, like, you know how instead of a beep, like, you know how like they slow fade or something, you know?
Yeah.
I would do something like that. But
That boop,
or something.
whatever in there.
Or like J. Cole does it really good, even though it's meant to be in it. When he's like bleeping out people's names, he's like, I hope you think you will. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah, it's like a scratch.
yeah.
Like a
And I like
reverse.
that a lot. And it's meant, and like it's made like that, but it's still
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like cool. Oh, I know. I like it though.
But like I was saying, creating music for me, it would just depend on the project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think also, speaking of Drake, I just keep bringing up Drake because that song came out. He talked about it, and I do something similar, not the same thing as he does. He talked about when he's making an album,
Mm-hmm.
he plays his previous albums and compares it song for song to the albums
Okay.
so that he can get a sense of like not only like where he puts songs in terms of sequencing, but what song is like comparable to this. Then he compares the quality of those songs so he can try to keep it not the same record, but in his eyes anyway, similar quality. Now, I imagine myself going in there, and I've thought about this for years. Like if I'm in the studio making an album, like playing an album I love
Mhm.
and trying to beat it.
Mm.
Not in terms of like whatever that album is doing specifically. I'm not going to be like, I'm playing this Eminem record and I'm going to rap the same way as Eminem, but better. No, it's like, I'm going to look at what they did in terms of like its mixing and all this other stuff and try to do it better. Like, I'm going to beat this album tonight. Or this week, we're beating this.
Yeah. I think that's also good in life in general, right? I feel like you have to go through the next day or the next song or the next album and think, dang, what can I do to make this a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
Because if you, even when people are like, do the same song, why would I do that? Why would I not grow?
Yeah, 13 Billie Jeans later, like,
Man,
no.
I mean, he could. I still listen to it.
Of course, it was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you should always try it. Michael Jackson has this great quote in a book I loved in high school called Moonwalk.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote it himself, kind of. He got a ghostwritten, I guess. But he said his like motto was study the greats and become greater.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can look up to these people and you can look at all their work. But at the end of the day, you should be seeking to be them. You should seek to surpass them.
Facts.
And he's like, I hope you guys do that with me too. I'm like, I hope so. It's not going to be easy
No.
to make something better than Michael Jackson.
Well, it's kind of like the quote, kind of similar quote. It's like a good person can do something by themselves and make it good themselves, but a great person steals from the greats and makes it even better. Like,
I've heard that too, yeah.
why would you, if you have the layout in front of you, why not look at that layout and then change something to make it
If you
even
can
better?
make it better. We talked about it for acting too.
Yeah.
If you can find a style that you really like, you can use that style, but you should change it to fit you better.
Exactly.
And if it can help your performance, still 80% of it if you want.
Low key.
But
I mean, because at the end of the day, who cares?
Who
Like,
cares?
this is still me. It's my work. It's my
Yeah.
thing. Even
unless
if it's
you're
music.
copying somebody bar for bar,
Yeah.
like you're copying the whole melody of a song, stuff like that.
But then that's different.
Yeah. Then you're
That's copyright.
Yeah. That's copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But If you're looking at somebody's work ethic, the way they make music,
Yeah. Even that, I feel like if I copied like Michael Jordan's, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand, and even in basketball, I feel like basketball is very weird because people talk about, well, if you have LeBron and Michael on your team, why aren't you doing this? Even Kobe, like, why aren't you doing what they did in order to be on that level? Sometimes it's just talent. Like, sometimes it's just
somebody might be better at you this thing,
Yeah.
either because of experience or they're just more talent.
But also, if I was on a team with Kobe or LeBron or MJ, I think I'm going to follow their things to the T. Like, if I was Kwame Brown and I had the opportunity to work with Michael Jordan,
I'm putting
and
all the
Kobe,
work in. I'm not letting it crush me.
How am I a bum?
Oh my God.
What? I
Yeah,
worked with
that was
two of the
really
greatest
sad.
basketball players in the world, and I became a bum because I don't know.
I couldn't live up to it.
But yeah, like if I had J. Cole or if I had Eminem or Lil Wayne or Drake, I would work so hard. Like Jid. Jid is one of the best examples.
He's working his butt off.
Jid has J. Cole and he is putting in the time and effort. And his music does not sound like J. Cole's.
No.
But he's putting in the same effort to get music out. And that is awesome.
Tell me, would you sign under another artist? Or would you not because of fear of being buried in their shadow?
It depends. And to be honest, it depends on how good I am. And how much of a like I can get my name out there.
Okay.
Because I look at Dreamville and Jid and I forgot her name. Ari something. She's really good, but I cannot think of her name. Those two are probably the biggest two names out in Lennox, Ari Lennox. Oh my God. Those two are the biggest names out of Dreamville. But there's also really good people in Dreamville who just don't have that same platform to grow. Yeah. Granted, y'all do because y'all are in the same group and y'all doing all that. But like, is it you? Because look at Drake and look at Nicki, right?
I think a lot of it's just managing.
I mean, yeah, but like if I signed under you and I got talent, like I would be like, bro, put me on. Like, come on, like what we doing?
Wayne,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Drake talked about how Wayne helped him only like giving like features and all that. He's like, he just let him do whatever he wanted. And Drake, Nicki, those guys like took advantage of the freedom.
Yeah.
They made their own brands immediately, basically, and pushed themselves along with being pushed by the label.
Yeah.
You can't rely, I think, simply on your label's name and hope eventually you'll get there through the grace of God or something like that.
Like think of I think his name is Smiley from
Smiley
OVO.
from OVO.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. This guy be doing some Smiley goof.
But
man.
even then, even though he is a huge goof, he had a small window to make that into something. Yeah, but like ride that wave. Smiley could have rode that wave into something better for himself.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
He just likes to goof off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, OVO is this weird thing where people know the people on there, but they're not gigantic. I mean, to be fair, like you said, some of it is talent. Some of it is what you put into it yourself.
Yeah.
But like people know Party Next Door.
Yes.
People don't know.
Is Party Next Door signed with OVO?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's an OVO artist.
Mm.
But so is, damn, I forgot the name of the guy I was about to mention. The guy on Views, the really great voice. Anyway, see?
Huh.
I forgot who he is. Majid Jordan's on there.
Mm.
I haven't heard much about them lately. So it just depends. While Young Money, they signed under Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
But everybody knows Drake now. He's the biggest artist in the world. But everybody knows Nicki Minaj now.
Yeah. One of the biggest females.
Tyga.
We know him. He had a good run.
Yeah, some people don't really know Gutta Gutta.
Gutta Gutta.
Yeah.
Nah, you know
I
him.
would prefer to be on my own and try to just work my way up.
See,
That way I can put
benefits.
resources towards just me.
Yeah, there's benefits to that. And then it's like your own independence and you have your own will and everything.
To be fair.
But there's also disadvantages.
Yeah. I wouldn't have the same mentorship I would have if I was part of like a Young Money or something like that. Believe me, if I was signed to OVO, I'm bothering Drake. I'm going over, he's going to be telling me every single step of his process. All right. how he links up with these people to make beats in the first place. I'm bothering 40. He's showing me his whole process. I'm using the connections they have to gain access to certain artists. Well, if you're alone, you better make a couple hits before some people start calling you.
Facts. I think that's a big thing with people who sign under a label. I feel like they're trying to make, I don't know personally because I don't know, but on the outside looking in, I feel like they're trying to make a name for themselves so much without using the resources.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh, you know, like Jid. I do think Jid uses the resources, but if I'm Jid, I'm like, I would say, oh, well, you know, I'm Jid. I don't really need that, or I'm gonna make big by myself. But Jid could easily be like, yo, like, can I branch with you and work with the person who mixes your stuff? And maybe if I listen to the same people crowd that you're with, that they can give me more advice. And you know what I mean? Like, or even if it's simple as marketing team, like marketing can go huge.
Marketing is huge.
Like, just
I'm spending all the money you give me towards marketing.
Yeah. Good connections.
To be honest.
I just would hate to be buried under a label.
Yeah. But I mean, there have been huge artists that just started themselves, of course. Most of them were by themselves.
Yeah.
For the most part. In terms of not independent, but they are signed to the label or the company, not to someone who is signed under the label.
Yeah.
You look at a Weekend. He was thinking about signing with OVO. He decided to go off by himself, and he got huge.
Yeah.
It worked out for him. Would have been just as big or bigger if he had been with Drake? I don't know.
That's hard thing.
It's hard to think he would be, but at the same time, Drake is the biggest artist in the world, so maybe it would have been fine.
Well, see, my thing is, though, I don't know, because Weeknd is doing so great by himself.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you sign under somebody, then it's going to be more chances to collab. But then again, you get that sense of like, do I only want to be a collab artist?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. He got famous off of being connected to Drake. Off of Take Care. Maybe he just didn't want to have that cloud over his head the whole time. Like, I'm only here because of Drake.
Yeah.
He wanted to see if he could make it himself.
Which he did.
He did. So good for him.
You're into it.
Yeah. Would you make your own label and try to bring some people into your fold?
If I get
you were that big?
Yes. 100%.
Or would you encourage people like, no, go off by yourself. I'll give you some advice.
I would definitely do it. I would do both ways. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to and try to get you under my wing because I need money. That is money.
Yeah.
What you make is what I make. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to be like, yo, eventually go out on yourself and do what you got to do. Even if you're signed under me, I'm going to be like, yo, one day get enough money, buy your rights, and go do it yourself.
That's exactly what I would tell people. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, if I'm creating a label, I'm giving them a whole bunch of... If I'm that big, I'm the biggest artist in the world, whatever, I'm setting you up for success later. Yeah. I'm sure it's an investment for me, of course, because that's what a business is.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to get you the marketing stuff. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. And I'm going to tell you, hey, long game, don't spend all your money. Get this stuff together. One day, buy the rights for me, or at least most of them.
Yeah,
own your stuff.
At the end of the day, I still got to make money too, though.
Yeah. If you really want to buy everything, I'm going to make you pay for it.
Facts. But it's going to be a penny.
But I won't stop you. I'm not going to hold you hostage.
No.
Yeah, and you can still link up with me. We did our thing.
As long as it ends on a cool note.
Yeah, I don't want to have hard feelings in the industry.
Nah, don't try
such a pain.
No. But I feel like that should be the thing. That's my problem with kind of the industry in itself. And I get it. Conflict makes better for results, right? Mm-hmm. Like, kind of what Kendrick does. He, like, starts conflicts.
Yeah, it works.
It works great. And
it works.
Other people try to do it too, but it's like, why do we need to have this feud? Like, your bracket and my bracket are two different brackets. I don't even really hang around you. Like,
for real.
You just started talking about me to
for real.
Get clout off of yourself.
That's crazy. Drake was like, hey, want to link up for first-person shooter? Turns him down, then disses him instead. You're like, whoa, what? I have an album coming out. What?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I think that's just weird. Stop using names for clout. Don't do it. It's not a good take.
Nah.
Nobody should do it.
And if you're serious, then you got to make it serious.
Yeah.
If you're not serious, why bother saying it in the first place?
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Like, maybe you can do an Eminem funny sort of thing, just mess with people, but...
But see, that's the problem, though. You do it funny, and then everyone's like, well, you know what? I'm going to come back on you and do it. I'm like, bro, we're just joking around.
Yeah.
Why you care? We are the world. We are the
We are the children.
nah. The goat.
But he was.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. All right.
Oof. That's a huge take right there.
I know. If I started 5 years earlier, I might have had something. Okay.
Man.
Anyway. Yeah, we got our music stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll tell you some more about it when we figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, I think it's just the technology side's going to be rough.
That is probably going to be the roughest part, but
Yep.
it has to be done.
Yeah.
People do it, so we can do it too.
Trey, hit me up with some beats. I need you to mix and master this work.
Yeah. All right. Hey, sir,
Yes, sir.
do you have any closing remarks?
Thank goodness we got to this because I cannot be bothered with this EOS webcam
Man.
thing anymore. All right, closing remarks. I hope you've had a wonderful Independence Day weekend.
Mm.
Are you a Patriot? Or maybe you're a Packers fan. Get it?
I got
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Hope not. Anyway. That guy's more into football than I am.
I love football.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you've done this Independence Day weekend.
Mhm.
What are you planning to do something else? This will be up tomorrow? Today or tomorrow?
Mm.
Did you have a long weekend? Do you have anything planned next Independence Day? Yeah. Have you any music plans? How would you make an album if you could? Even if you don't make any music.
Yeah.
Let us know what you would do. It's a longer episode than before, but only a couple topics.
Yeah.
But we got some talking in. Let us know how you've been doing. You've been talking to, what you've been up to with some people, by yourself. You want to hear from you. Thank you so much. Our YouTube shorts have been getting quite a bit of views. Some of them got removed today, actually. I don't know what that's about.
For real?
Yeah, we were at 975, went to like 920. Don't know what that's about. But hey, almost 1,000 views on one of our shorts. I really appreciate that. We appreciate our 11 subscribers on YouTube. All these people listening, watching, sharing with others. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope you continue to do so. We're gonna be pumping some funds and then try to get it out there. Get some more people onto the Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you like the new intro we got going on.
What?
Yeah, we got a new intro with some music. We're gonna have some more things like we told you before. I got my stream coming, so look out for that. It's just gonna be called Dominic Herring. Yeah,
Okay.
just Dominic Herring on Twitch.
I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on. He and I got music stuff. We're gonna get some more cameras whenever we have money for that.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know when that's gonna be, but it might be easier splitting it. But still, that's still at least one full camera each.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, we'll let you know. We'll see you next time. Jamal, anything?
Yes. Thank you for being here. We love you. We
Indeed.
hope that you enjoyed your time. We hope that you had a good 4th of July. It was Independence Day. And if you are patriotic, we do hope that you enjoyed your day. It's your moment. This is your time. I am working on music. He's working on his stuff as well. So please look out for that. And today, in our great, beautiful Carnival Cup, it is not apple juice.
He hasn't had any in a while.
No, I've been drinking a lot of water. A lot of it.
You've had water in that cup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lot of
Yeah,
water.
we ran out of water bottles.
I keep a case in my car.
He's smart.
Yeah.
I used to keep a case under my bed, but I brought it out here.
Look at you.
Yeah, I was sharing.
Sharing is caring. But yeah, because for the water that I have in my car, it's for the homeless, actually. You asked me
You
why
did say
I
that.
carry money and stuff. It's
Yeah.
for the homeless people.
Hey.
Yeah.
He is generous.
I try to be.
Generosity.
Well, yeah, I went to church and the pastor person speaking was like, what do you do to give to the homeless? Like, or not even homeless. They gave a sermon about giving and sharing. They showed how Jesus gave this information to this lady, and she didn't have anything to give back. And she gave like her most precious perfume bottle. to Jesus, and Jesus was like, you don't have to give me that. But she was like, oh, I'll give you anything. Like, oh, thank you, helped me, you saved my life or whatever. So this is all I have to give you. And Jesus was like, thank you, and then blessed her with even more stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so fantastic. And so then the pastor went off and was like, well, what do you do like in your time? And all these other people were talking about, oh, I give snacks to the homeless, or I do this and that. And I was like, what do I do? And so now I carry water and I try to carry chips or whatever to give out to homeless people. But also I carry money. But like if I take a 20, I'm not going to give them a $20 bill.
Okay.
But whenever I do go to the store and break the 20, the ones and fives, then I'll give away. But yeah, I try to be blessful to them.
Actually, I haven't seen any homeless people in a while.
I haven't either, which is crazy. I don't know if it's just too hot.
I don't know if ICE is over here deterring.
Something is going on.
Or it might just be way too hot outside. But
I don't know. But
it's
that's
been a little
crazy.
while.
Now that you said that, yeah.
I haven't seen any.
Remember the last time I saw one? I was out one night and we were leaving this bar and there was just a homeless man sitting on the curb and I just gave him like 2 water bottles. And he was like, thank you. That was like one of the last times I've seen a real homeless person.
A real homeless person.
Well, I'm just like a homeless person in general.
Hey, some of them aren't real. Some of them drive away in their Benzes
yeah,
right after.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thanking it.
we're glad you're here. Welcome back to the wonderful place that we are in, and we will see y'all next week.
Take care. Happy Independence Day.
Woo, woo.
America! Oh, I messed up the mic.